All right. So we are sharing some information today on online web forms. And that's the example you're using. What I really want to teach you, if you're a moving company owner, is how to basically hack and leverage what other people are doing and be able to implement it in your business. Okay. That hacking concept is, information is readily available. You just have to be willing to find it. Okay. And what I've found is, I'm going to move this guy over. What I have found is it's way easier to look at what other people are doing and copy those people. And there can be people that are not in your market. So what we're looking at are web forms and how do people basically set up lead capture on their websites, which is super, super important. My goal in our marketing and advertising is ultimately we want to build a story, right, with people. We want to build that experience. I'm very big on that. When a person lands on your website, which is your digital real estate, right, you own that place, that digital space. When somebody lands there, do they feel like they trust it? And then are we able to convert on capturing their information? So I just pulled up a bunch of major companies. If one of these are your companies, awesome. Some of these are franchises. So let's just start with, we got the classic 2 minute in a truck, right? Everybody knows these guys. If you're a company and you're like, man, I don't know if my website's performing. I don't know if my web form's good. Why don't you just go look at somebody else's? Why don't you just go look at what someone else is doing and find out how to do it with your business? So when I click free quote on 2 minute in a truck, the very first thing is I have an option on how I want to get that information. Do I want a phone call? Do I want a text? Do I want an online quote? I love this. I love this concept, and it's an option that I get to choose how to communicate. Who else does this? I think these guys. All right, Badger Brothers Moving. How would you like to receive an estimate? Boom. I'd like to speak with a certified moving consultant over the phone, or I'd prefer to submit my information online to receive an estimate. I like that. Okay. The other thing you'll see with these large franchise movers is that they have multi-step contact forms or web forms. Okay. All My Son's Moving and Storage, real popular. Everybody knows them. I go on here and I just click, okay, I got a house. It's 3 bedrooms, less than 35 miles. All I'm doing is clicking. The more clicking that someone does versus typing, the better. Okay, remember that. More clicking, less typing. Okay, put in my zip, whatever that is. Pick in the date. They got a little calendar. Now they're collecting my personal info. Here's the issue with collecting personal information up front in the very beginning is that not everybody necessarily wants to give you their personal information, right? Especially in today's world, right? Oh my gosh, your information is so valuable today, and it just floats around the internet. So people are more and more hesitant to give their email, give their phone number, their name. So, I like that concept. So what I'm showing you is I'm showing you all the things that I like from each of these companies. And what I would do is, if I were you, I would pull all these ideas together to get the best of everything. What do I like about these guys? Well, one, I really like their CTA buttons, their call to action buttons. They pop, right? They've got that great bright orange. That's kind of their company branding there. But you should always have 2 CTA buttons on before you ever scroll. I like having 2 CTA buttons. One on this top toolbar, this top bar here, or if you have a sidebar, whatever. And then another one that's kind of floating. Or if I start scrolling, sometimes you'll see a concept where the CTA button pops up. If I click theirs, I'm going to show you some things that I don't like. Here's what I don't like. Their web form, now this is for an instant quote. I am guessing, I didn't fill this all out, but I'm guessing if I fill all this information out, I'm expecting that I'm going to get some type of range, like an actual online quote, and then I'll probably get a phone call, right? However, for lead capture, there's a lot of information that as a customer, they have to fill out. Putting in an address. Here's another thing that they don't have that I like, or something they don't have that I recommend. They don't have a Google autofill for an address. Now, this just is the zip code, right? But let's say, who has it? Here we go. These guys. These guys, if I start putting in my address, it's powered by Google. It autofills. So 232 Jones Road, Winchester. So the less typing the customer has to do, the better, right? Back over here, here's what I don't necessarily like is that there's a lot of in-depth information that's being collected that the customer is doing. Now, I like that a lot of this is click, not type fill, but it can get pretty tedious, and the longer that the person is entering information on your web form, the more likely it is that something's going to happen, because most of these people are going to be on their phone. Something's going to pop up, their kids are going to start screaming, they're going to get a phone call, and boom, they're not filling out your form anymore. They forgot about it, and it's over, right? So a lot of this information is for the phone call. So, distance from truck parking to the door, elevator, that's in-depth information. That should be handled over the phone. My whole goal is just how many leads can I capture online? That's the goal of the form, not to find out everything about their move, right? That's why you should have a certified moving consultant that does sales. Or if you're a smaller company and you're the owner and you do the sales, then you go that route. These guys, they do something a little different. So they got their CTA button. Let's talk about the words in the CTA button. So schedule online is what they've got. These folks, they have free estimate. What these guys have, get your instant quote. That one's probably my favorite. I like it because it sounds fast, it sounds quick. Free quote, that one's just super simple. I don't care for the schedule online or book your appointment, because that feels, as a customer, I feel like I'm locking into something. I don't want to get locked in. I just want to get information. But let's click theirs. Theirs is a lot different. They have basically preset job sizes, small job, 0 to 2 hours, small to medium, et cetera, et cetera. And if I click this, this is like I'm going to go through and actually book my move, right? They got confirmation here. So this is very, and then there's a lot of in-depth information, right? So again, I don't necessarily like this personally. I'd rather have a salesperson do this over the phone. But you know what? This might work for these guys, right? What were we doing over here? I like having a home size button and then having it a drop down. This is somewhere in Florida. They do a lot of apartment moves. These guys, let's check out them. Move this guy over. So here's what I like about theirs. So I don't necessarily enjoy where their form is, but I'll show you what I do like. So they actually put the moving specific information above the personal information. I like that. Again, people are a little hesitant to give away their personal information. And what will happen is if they've already filled all this out, they're kind of committed at that point. So now they're like, I've already filled all this out. Let me go ahead and just put my name and contact info, right? College hunks. So they've got 2 CTA buttons. If I click through it quick, but there were 2. They've got a multi-step form, and it's very visual. So, what do you need? And then we click through. That was wild. And then you put your address in again. They've got the autofill. right? And then you go through. Now they're collecting personal info, okay? And then they have a series of other parts to theirs to collect more and more information. These guys, Cardinal Moving, they're in Louisville. I like their concept. They have a very simple form, super simple. They're going to get your name, your phone number, and when you're moving. And then boom, you hit submit, and that's it. Then they're going to call you. And that's their formula. That's what they do. I imagine they get a lot of people that fill this out. It's a first thing on the page. It's only 3 fields. We call these boxes fields. Okay. Super simple. Here's another thing, putting in zip code. I'd rather collect zip codes than full addresses unless you have the Google autofill, right? But if I have to sit there and type the whole address out, oh man, that takes forever. But the zip code gives me a lot of information, because if they put in starting and ending zip code, I've got a good idea of where they're at and where they're going. So that gives me a good start to the information. So again, a lot of different little nuances, but all in all, what I'm teaching you, and you can do this with everything online, is I'm showing you the way to build your digital marketing and be successful with this stuff is start what I call hacking what other people are doing. Just start doing your homework. Look at the strategy. Look at where they put their stuff at. Look at what color they use for their boxes. Look at what information they're collecting. Look at the text that's in the box. Look at how many different places do they have that information. So if I scroll down here to the bottom, do they have a form down here? They don't have a form, but they have a show my quote now. And boom, it sends me back to there. So all in all, shop people, learn what other people are doing, and then take all the best parts from what they're doing and put it into your business. Guarantee you, if you do that in all facets of your business, you will become very educated in what to do and what not to do. And then it becomes then the challenge is just trial and error. Like, try something, test it and tweak it and perfect it. And there's always something better. And digital and online stuff is constantly evolving. And so our businesses should also be evolving as well. So I hope that was great information. Go crush it. And I will see you all at the top.